know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When it come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Dallas Cowboys. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
There you go. Go right in. Mike 40, Mike 40.
Watch the slant, watch the slant. Shoot.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down. This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Check three. Alert three.
On second down now, it's White. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's third and 10.
55.
Bravo.
Hey,
Express.
Switch. Hey, check right. Watching you guys.
29.
From the gun, it's Carr. It's complete. James White. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Coming to you.
First down, here's White. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Carr completes it. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. And oh, it'll be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun, eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack. You think back to last year, Dak Prescott was sacked 56 times, second most in the league behind Deshaun Watson of the Texans. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Prescott now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Mike Daniels able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
On 1st down, it's White. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Carr. And he he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
You ain't doing nothing today. Hey, watch it. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Mike 54. I got you. Express. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. You're mine. It's game situation. Let's get set.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down.
A gain of 12.
Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games for the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. Tackle made by the 3rd-round pick out of Louisiana, Tracy Walker.
It's now 2nd and 6. At the 46.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deshaun Robinson, too much to handle that time, gets the sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the 29, Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. A'Shawn Robinson picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing, Prescott. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
6:37.
To throw is Carr. And he'll find Hall. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Carr.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's Carr to throw. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Hall. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
No. Who's right, Chief?
Now Carr again. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing now is Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Throwing his car on third down. And James has it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 39.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Right Monday down. 29.
Hey, Haywood.
On play action, it's Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
To throw on second and 10. Carr, he'll have a first down past the 40. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, first and 10. Now Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. From the 40 now on second down. Prescott, Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. Third down here.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. On third down, it's Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Sunday, down. You want it, eh? Ready to run.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
I'm going to hit you.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. You don't want it. Hey, Delta.
What's up?
Shotgun now for Carr. He's got Curse. First down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Lions first down.
They'll run on first down. White. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, second down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an and he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 12 yards there and a first down.
Let's go.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and 12. 47, kill.
Hey, let's get that home. That's it. 36.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Cowboy first down.
40's Mike right there. 40's Mike. Stop your whining.
47.
Prescott now from the 50. Completes it to Austin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Prescott now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Not the trend he wanted to start the season, but a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Let him know.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Again, it's Elliott. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
The Cowboys on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go, D, get off the field.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
First down.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
10th carry now for Elliott. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 20.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Here we go, 46, 46. 46.
He's coming. He's coming. Got one. I got one.
26.
Now Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Prescott to throw on 4th. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Prescott to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Jason Witten. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down.
Mike 40, Mike 40. All day, just like that. Just like that.
We're going to 52.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense.